Bienvenidos al Medical Spanish Podcast. Soy la doctora Molly Merton. Through this podcast, I provide interactive audio lessons that teach practical Spanish for healthcare and elsewhere. The level of this lesson is upper intermediate, and timestamps are provided in the show notes. In the last 2 premium lessons at docmolly.com, we practiced counseling a patient in Spanish about avoiding alcohol, tobacco, and other toxins during pregnancy. Today's episode is an excerpt from one of those lessons. We are going to explain Fetal Alcohol Spectrum Disorders in Spanish. ¿Listos para hablar español? Empecemos. The lessons offered at docmolly.com are solely for learning Spanish. They are not intended to teach medicine or provide medical advice. Now Elisa will tell us about Fetal Alcohol Spectrum Disorders.
Trastornos del espectro alcohólico fetal.
So let's break that down. How do you say disorders? Los
Trastornos
spectrum. El espectro. And when describing el espectro, how would you say fetal alcohol?
alcohólico fetal.
So now try the whole thing. Fetal Alcohol Spectrum Disorders. Los
Trastornos del espectro alcohólico fetal.
Now we are going to describe los trastornos del espectro alcohólico fetal in Spanish. Before we do, let's review some of the key vocabulary. Disability. La discapacidad. Development. El desarrollo. Behavior. La conducta. Features. Los rasgos. Abnormal. Anormal. Now, interpret into Spanish. This type of disorders can cause
Este tipo de trastornos puede causar
intellectual disabilities,
discapacidades intelectuales,
developmental disabilities,
discapacidades del desarrollo,
behavioral problems,
problemas de conducta,
abnormal facial features,
rasgos faciales anormales,
disorders of the heart, of the kidneys, of the bones, and of the ears.
trastornos del corazón, de los riñones, de los huesos y de los oídos.
I hope you enjoyed today's medical Spanish lesson. Special thanks to my Spanish teacher at the San Pedro Spanish School, Elizabeth Cortes, who provided most of the Spanish for this audio lesson. Elisa and I based this lesson on recommendations in Spanish from the NIH website. I've included a link in your show notes. If you would like to support the podcast and get access to our full-length audio lessons with transcripts, you can become a member at docmolly.com and use the coupon code PODCAST when you sign up to get 15% off your membership. I'll be back soon with another free medical Spanish lesson. Hasta la próxima! This is a production of docmolly.com, where you will find interactive audio lessons that teach Spanish for healthcare and elsewhere.